Hello guys, NautoAis here, and I want to give my thoughts on the Pokémon Present that happened on July 22nd, 2024. Yes, I know I'm very late, but busy. Anyway, I want to give my perspective of the presentation. And to some extent, unfortunately, it's not as good as the last one, but they did give more info about the game that people really wanted. Yes, they did announce a new game, but it's not what you think. Let's just say it's meant for babies, but it is what it is there. So starting with, yes, they're reminding the Pokemon fan, especially the competitive players, that the Pokemon World Championship is going to be happening this August at the Anaheim City. Props. And then if you go there, you get some free stuff. I mean, it is what it is there. Nothing else to say for me. Not really interested. The only good thing to some extent is announcement or Twitch drop. Just saying there. If you play those Pokemon games, some of them, but hey, I do, so beneficial for me. So the next one is 2 Pokemon animated series been announced. First of all, a second season of Pokemon Concierge. They showed a preview coming this fall. If you haven't watched it, if you have Netflix, you gotta watch it. Very good. Very, very beautiful in my opinion. The production, very casual. It's not like watching the Pokemon anime. It's a different story. And I think also rumor has it this was also related to the video game in the universe. And I did talk about it before that there are 2 universes according to Junichi. There's the anime universe where Ash, Liko, Roy, Dot exist. And then there is a universe where it's just based on the video game. And some of those animated shows are based on the video game and they're canon. I know it's weird. Don't think too much. Just like Donkey Kong Bonanza. Anyway, the second one, they showed a preview of another Pokemon animation. And the anime behind it are the people who did Wallace and Gromit. Yes, those company, they're good. I saw Chicken Run. Pretty good movie, the first and the second. Of course, they had the latest Wallace and Gromit on Netflix. So in 2027, there is going to be a Pokemon show in the production of the Wallace and Gromit team. And it focuses on Pichu and Surfetch. So moving down one are just a bunch of mobile games. And not really particularly in order. Pokemon Sleep is going to have new Pokemon. I think some legendary one. Pokemon Cafe as well. And then there's going to be new Pokemon also in Pokemon Unite. I mean, that's basically what it is. Pokemon EX, I think Carmine is going to be now in the game. Pokemon Go, they're going to have Galarian Dynamax Pokemon. And if you're a fan of those mobile games, for some of them, they have info there. Not really going to go into detail because the majority of Pokemon fans are not a fan of it to some extent. And of course, another one that's based on in real life is that Junichi announced Pokemon Park, which is a live park in Japan. So you're going to go to this park, you're going to see some Pokemon, and they are just going to be statues, but it's just Pokemon. They've done a lot of this type of parks where you go to a certain area, there are a lot of statues based on the theme. Heck, Nintendo World and Universal Studio Japan, of course, also in the US. Like I said, Pokemon Park, you're going to see some Pokemon statues. And I saw this in the internet, Yokai Village, which you see a bunch of statues, but they're like yokai. I mean, it's a Japanese culture, Japanese style. It is what it is. Going back to the mobile side, the new game that they announced is Pokemon Friends. Yeah, so it is a puzzle game. And the idea is that you solve puzzle, you get yarn, then you can create your stuffed Pokemon doll. Weird. But judging by the trailer, it is meant for kids. It is what it is there. I tried playing it. Not really fun for me because it's just too easy. I'm an adult. But it is good when you have kids learning stuff with Pokemon theme. Quality of life to some extent educational. Kind of like that Pokemon Brush game, which I kind of gave my impression. The idea behind it is be motivated to something you like. So if Pikachu's telling you brush your teeth is good for you, chances are the kid's probably going to do it because, yes, believe it or not, for whatever reason, I mean, I was in the camp when I was young. Brushing our teeth as kids is not really a priority, which is, yeah, it sucks, but it's very important because if you don't, you break your teeth, you lose your teeth, you get the idea. But the bottom line is, Pokemon Friends, what it looks like is it's meant for young kids to exercise their brain understanding puzzle. It is what it is there. Now, the main event for this presentation are the Pokemon console games. So first of all, they talk about more Scarlet Violet, yes, we played on the Switch too. I did. Quality of life improvement, frame rate, performance. So to some extent, they kept their promise. And I did say to myself that the rumor has it that rather than trying to fix it on the Switch, why not just do a boost update on the Switch too? And they did. I played it. Very good, very quality of life. Props to Pokemon Company. And right now, it's as going is a Pokemon campaign where if you go to a certain crystal cave, you fight one of the legendary Pokemon. And if you beat this Pokemon, 4 of them, because there are 4 different ones, you beat these Pokemon 1 million times, I think, from what I understand. And in the end, Pokemon Company will give you a code to get those legendary Pokemon in your collection. Props to what it is. I mean, why not? I mean, I know not a lot of people, I think, like the Crystal Terramine. And also, they have a free code for a tracksuit. But, I mean, it is what it is. So, another one, they finally announced more info about Pokemon Champion, which is their brand new Pokemon Stadium game that's going to be on mobile and on the Nintendo Switch 2. And to some extent, I have a feeling that this might be a game as a service, free-to-play game, because you're going to need Pokemon Home. So again, Pokemon Home is free for the basic. So I think up to 30 Pokemon you can keep for the free basic, but not a lot of features. But you're going to need that to at least put in your top Pokemon. So if you're using the free one, your top 30 Pokemon is probably your best bet. You use that for Pokemon Champion, and then there's going to be like competition. And to some extent, if you don't want to use Pokemon Home, you don't want to use your own Pokemon for whatever reason, they do have rental that you can use and power them up. That's what they show there. So it's going to be interesting. However, the game's going to come out in 2026. That's fine. For me, it got a lot of option. But it is something that finally that people really wanted, a sort of a in-depth, fully potential Pokemon Colosseum type game. Yes, like I said, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet do have their own like online battle, but I don't think it's that robust. Pokemon Champion probably looks like it's going to be like what Pokemon Colosseum on the Wii is. Thoughts about it? I'm excited. Take their time, improve the game. We'll wait and see. And then, of course, the biggest one here is Pokemon Legends ZA, showcasing on the Nintendo Switch 2. Yes. So they talk more about what the game is, more characters in it, the story behind it. They haven't talked about the timeline, so I'm just going to guess it's probably before X and Y. Maybe they're barely fixing Luminous City, because remember, everything is on Luminous City. Rather than like in feudal Japan, that's based on Jubilee City. So, I mean, it is what it is. And also they mentioned there's going to be some pre-order bonuses, especially in-game. You get Gardevoir with a special Mega Site that makes her Mega Evolve Gardevoir. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, the Switch 2 looks pretty good about it. It's going to come out this October. And at the same time also, they announced a new Pokemon Switch 2 bundle. Yes, there's now a new bundle that comes with Pokemon ZA for the Nintendo Switch 2. So you're probably saving $10 because for the Switch 2 version, it's $69.99. Switch 1 is $60. So you're paying the Switch 2 version the same price as the Switch 1. Whatever. I say the Mario Kart bundle is still the better one because you save a lot of money, $30 off, but different story there. And of course, it's going to be digital code. It is what it is. I don't care. I know some people do. Overall, for this presentation, it's not as good as the last one. Yeah, they did announce a new game, but it's a mobile game meant for kids to improve their mind. I don't really mind that. I think that's a great thing. If it motivates kids to improve themselves, again, by all means, go for it, in my opinion. Pokemon Brush did it. Now Pokemon Friends going to do it. It's just more info for games that already been exist. Makes sense. They are focusing on Pokemon ZA Legend because that is a game that's going to come out this October. So you think, oh, what about the Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch Online? Maybe a new Gen 10 Pokemon? Yeah, so if you follow the leak, there is sort of a Gen 10. That's already been given. And I don't know about the Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance game on the Nintendo Switch Online. Just have to wait and see. Remember, February, to some extent, is going to be their 30th anniversary for Pokemon. So it kind of just makes sense there. So if you can wait until February 2026, they're probably going to announce a lot of this thing that people wanted. The Game Boy Advance Pokemon game. And maybe there's going to be finally a connectivity with the N64, GameCube games. So we'll just have to wait and see. Another one is a new Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch 2. Or maybe it's going to be a cross-gen. We'll just have to wait and see. Heck, maybe it's going to be Black and White Remake, which I doubt it. Because believe it or not, after what happened with Diamond and Pearl Remake, that wasn't good. I hate to say it. It's a 3D version of the DS. That's it. No new feature based on Sword and Shield. What the fudge, Pokemon Company. Anyway, there you go. My thoughts about it. It's not as good as the last one, but at least they gave some information. So with that, I'll see you guys later.